And I don't know if you caught the title of that one book, Becoming a Category of One. And the idea is what I just illustrated, that all your competitors are over here and they are in a category. Good for them. And there may be a leader in that category. Good for them. But you want to create a category and you're the only one in it. He taps me on the shoulder. I turn around and he goes, "Hey, buddy, can you see me?" How do you become an innovative company? And I tell you what, it's not about process. You know, in your business, there's a lot of process that goes on, and it has to. It's kind of the nature of business. This is much, much more about mindset than it is process. But believe me, mindset is just as real and just as impactful as any process will ever be. And the little girl says, "I'm drawing a picture of God." The teacher laughs. She says, "But honey, nobody knows what God looks like." The little girl says, "They will in a couple of minutes." And Marty, I want me some of that, man. What if you were to look at the basics of how you do your business and pick 3 of them and say, we're going to get 20% better at this, this, and this? Just the basics. Because a lot of times, that's where you start to differentiate. Get out of the box, get out of your particular business, get out of government, and look and see what's going on down the street. See, your next best idea could be anywhere. It could be in this mall right out here. See, I'd love it if we could take a field trip and walk through the mall for 3 hours and then come back with a list of things that you saw out there that your organization should be doing, and a list of things you saw out there that you better be sure your organization isn't doing. I'll tell you what, when they go off the top of that list, I'll change the subject. Because being successful is one thing. Sustaining success, that's a whole different deal. I got to meet Herb Kelleher, who started Southwest a few years ago in Kansas City. I went up to him, I said, "Mr. Kelleher, I know this, I know the answer to this, I'd just love to hear you say it. What makes Southwest different from all the other airlines?" He said, "Well, son, it's a couple of things. It's price, it's efficiency." If you've ever heard Kelleher or seen him on TV, he smokes a cigarette all the time. Never catch him without a cigarette. He sounds kind of like this. He said, 2 big things are love and fun. We love everybody. I mean everybody. We love customers. We love their money. We love each other. Our people love each other. They couldn't work together that way if they didn't love each other. They all love me. You ask them, they'll tell you they love me. You know why? I love them. I tell them all the time I love them. How can you run a business and not talk about love? I don't understand it. He said the other thing is fun. He said, we have more fun than the law ought to allow. Let me tell you something, son. If you're really good at what you do, you love everybody, you're having fun, hell, you make so much money you can't count it all. Gang, that's the toughest question in business. It's the toughest question in business. Very, very few companies answer that question well. Very few of them. Most of them answer it like this. There's a billboard just south of Louisville, Kentucky on Interstate 65. No pictures, no photographs, it's all words. Big day-glow garish colors. Here's what it says. Picture this. Tattoo Charlie's. It's a tattoo place. Tattoo Charlie's. Done while you wait. Oh. Yeah. I remember the first time I saw it, I'm 2 miles past it, and I'm going, wait a minute. Of course it's done while you wait. And you say, well, that's Tattoo Charlie's is having fun with that. But you know what that's like? Saying we do the same thing as everybody else? That would be like a financial services company saying, choose us because we have great people, great service. We care about you. You get me. We care about our community and all that stuff that everybody says. And if everybody says it, it becomes meaningless. So what I'm asking you to do, if you do want to go to the next level, take whatever your differentiator is and power it up by saying, and here's the bottom line on whether you really differentiate. What is it that you are willing and or able to do, literally, that your competition is not willing or able to do. Don't say, we've got great people. I know you've got great people, but they say they've got great people. How do I pick? Say, here's what we do. Here's an example of it where they go, woof, I've never heard that before. And if you say, and how many of you would say that one of your differentiators truly is great service? Raise your hands if you think. Raise your hand, of course it is. But when you say great service, you got to think compared to who? Let me ask you another question real quick. Who do your customers compare you to in terms of the experience that they have, the service experience? Who do they compare you to? Who's your competition in that sense? Bank of America? Get outside the box. Who else? Who? Whoa, wait a minute. Stand up. Do me a favor. Real loud. Who do your financial services customers compare you to? Nordstrom's. Listen, I like wacky answers. I want to pursue that. Sounds like we're kind of comparing apples and carburetors, though. Nordstrom's? Wait a minute. Okay. You're saying if a customer has a really great experience at Nordstrom's, and then they drive 3 blocks and go into your store, they're going to compare the experience in your store with what happened in Nordstrom's? Yes! They compare you to everybody out there that's doing a great job. Now I want you to give me, or some of you are going to help me out, I hope. You know that little exercise that I asked you to think about when we started off? Think of a place where you love to do business. Over the last few years, I keep getting this company named by people. Those of you from the great northwestern United States, raise your hands. Washington, Oregon, there you go, Northern California, Idaho. Help me out here. You're going to be the ones, if this works, this will be so cool. If it doesn't, I'll tell you what they were supposed to say. Okay, you ready? There's a remarkable company in your part of the country. They sell tires. Who am I talking about? For those of you that didn't catch that, do it again on 3. 1, 2, 3. Les Schwab tires. Gang, think about how powerful that is, what just happened. I said there's a remarkable company, they sell tires, a commodity, right? They all name the same company. How strong is that stuff? What in the world is that tire company doing that can get that kind of reaction? My gosh, it must be rocket science. Well, starting off, they sell tires. It's a commodity. They sell tires. They're round. They got a hole in the middle, just like everybody else's tires. They sell different grades for different prices, just like everybody else. Now, service-wise, they do some very cool, powerful things. For example, they innovated by saying, let's fix anybody's flat tire for free, no matter where they bought the tire. Now, you know some people raised all kinds of fuss about that. We can't do that. That's giving away the store. We can't afford to do that. No, not until you do it, and it differentiates you. But let's get to the wow stuff, gang. Here's the wow, and it goes back to your first 3, about special care and welcome. How many of you in the room, are any of you Les Schwab customers? Let's say that the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us all work together, and we've gone off to come up with some new ideas. And what is your name? Right here, right in front of me. Debbie? Debbie, we're talking about new ideas and throwing stuff out. And Debbie throws an idea out on the table. She says, well, you know, I think maybe we should do this. And we all look at each other and look at Debbie and we go, whoa, Debbie, that's a good idea. We should do that. I mean, we were all saying it. That's a good idea, Debbie. Okay, what are the chances that it probably is a really good idea? You're pretty darn good. What are the chances that it is a truly innovative idea? Maybe, but probably pretty slim, because if she throws a truly innovative idea on the table, what's the reaction much more likely to be? Debbie